Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Worship Drumming. This is a channel to learn some of the most popular worship songs on the drums, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down how to play Unstoppable God by Elevation Worship. Now, I just finished getting my associate's degree, so I'm done with all my finals and everything like that. I have my graduation tomorrow, and then I should have a lot more time to start making videos for you guys. And I just want to say a quick congratulations to everyone who's graduating with an associate's, bachelor's, master's, doctorate, or even if you just graduated from high school. Just good job and keep it up. And let's go ahead, raise the camera, and break down this song. So this song is pretty easy, and it's just played in your basic 4/4. A lot of it's going to be just 4 on the floor grooves. And the only real challenging part is whenever we get to the bridge and trying to be able to bring that pattern up to tempo. But let's go ahead and start here at the intro and the verse. So it's super simple, the intro. It's literally just 4 on the floor. Just all you're doing with your kick drum, you're just going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that's all it is. And then once the lyrics come in, we're going to hold that 4 on the floor through pretty much the first part of the first verse. Then there's going to be a break in the lyrics, and once the lyrics pick back up, we're going to start throwing our snare drum in on beats 2 and 4 like we would for a normal groove. And we're just going to keep that 4 on the floor. So during the intro and the first lyrics, we just be doing 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's that break, and then once the lyrics come back in, then we're just playing the snare drum on 2 and 4 with the kick drum. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty simple, and that's all there is to it. And let me go ahead and plug it up and show you what it's going to sound like. So before you go into the chorus, that last measure there is just going to be 4 on the floor with the kick drum. So it's going to be just like you did with the intro, just playing the kick drum on all the quarter notes. So the intro, we had just kick drum on quarter notes, then we started throwing that backbeat on 2 and 4, and then that last measure, the last 4 count before we crash into the chorus, is just going to be 4 on the floor with the kick drum. So now, whenever we go into this chorus, we have a halftime groove that's made up of 2 bars. And if you don't know what halftime is, basically we're just going to be counting quarter notes and throwing our backbeat. Instead of on 2 and 4, we're just going to throw it on beat 3 whenever we count it. Starting off, let's break down the first bar. And the first bar is pretty simple. It's quarter notes on the edge of our ride cymbal. And this is going to stay the same for the second bar as well. But I just want to talk about the accents with the first bar. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we're going to put our kick drum on beat 1 and beat 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we have a snare drum on beat 3 and also on the and of 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So those first 3 hits are going to be landing with our right hand, but that and of 4 is going to fall between our right hand hits. So let's go ahead and go over that one more time. The first bar, kick drum on 1 and 2, snare drum on 3, and the and of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Next, whenever we go into the second bar here, it's going to be a little weird because we're not going to hit our kick drum on beat 1. We're actually going to wait until beat 2 to hit the kick drum. So when you're counting it, it may be a little weird since you're not going to be hitting your kick drum. What we're going to do for the second bar, on the kick drum, we're going to play beat 2 and the and of 2. The first note's just open on the ride cymbal, so it's 1, 2, and. So notice that that kick drum's going to fall between your right hand hits. And then we have the snare drum on beat 3. And that's all the second bar is the kick drum on 2 and the and of 2, and then snare drum on beat 3. So once again, that bar is 1, 2, and 3, 4. Then you go back to the first bar, but let's go over that bar just one more time. 1, 2, and 3, 4. If it's just natural habit for you to hit that kick drum on beat 1, because I mean, I still struggle with not playing it on beat 1, you can hit it on beat 1 if you want, and then just play the 2 and immediately after it. That's all it is. Let's go ahead and talk about it as a whole real quick, and then I'll plug it up and play for you. All together, real slow. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. Let me go ahead and plug that up and show you what it's going to sound like. So now, going into the second verse, there's going to be a little pause after the chorus, and there's going to be 2 bars of 4 on the floor with the kick drum. And so there's a little fill at the end of the second bar, but I like to start the fill on beat 4 instead of starting it on the and of 4, just because I think it makes it sound a little cooler. You don't have to do it. I'm just going to show you what I like to do. But we just got done playing the chorus, and so we play 1 bar of just 4 on the floor, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the second bar of 4 on the floor, on beat 4, we're going to play a flam on our snare drum. If you don't know what a flam is, basically your dominant hand's going to lead into the drum, while your weaker hand kind of comes in with a softer hit, and instead of getting just a straight, it's going to be kind of offset like a... And so you're going to play that on beat 4, and then over on the floor tom, this is what they usually do. They don't do that beat 4. And it's going to be just the and the of 4 on your floor tom. And then you're going to crash as you start this verse. So let me break that down again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. And then we go into the next verse. So this verse is just like the first verse, only now we're going to just play our floor tom on all the quarter notes as well. So it's still snare drum on 2 and 4. It's still 4 on the floor with the kick, but now our right hand is just going to play all the quarter notes as well. It's just going to play them over here on the floor tom. And every 2 bars or so, or wherever you feel need, you can play that and the on the floor tom as just a small fill throughout this verse. So let me go ahead and plug that up and show you what it's going to sound like. So before I talk about the bridge, I want to just say real quick what I did there before I crashed there at the end of that verse. So to me it seems a little dry with what they do, just putting that 4 on the floor and the kick drum as the last measure before they come into the verse. And not like I'm saying it's a bad song or I don't like it because of that. I mean, they're professional musicians, it's what they were going for, but to me, I think it just helps a little bit if you build into that chorus a little bit. So all I did there at the end is I just played a crescendo of 8th notes on my floor tom. Just played 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and as I went into the chorus. And so all the chorus grooves are the same. I don't remember if I said that earlier or not. So now let's go into working on the bridge. Now the bridge, we're going to just die out for the first part of it. The lyrics for the bridge are going to go by once and we're not going to play anything. But you can play something if you want. If your church is kind of like mine, and I haven't played the song at my church, but we don't have something to play swells and really fill in a lot of the music. Our bass guitarist usually does a really good job at that, but I mean, sometimes it just needs something else in there. So I would recommend that if you really need something in there to where it doesn't feel so empty, is just play quarter notes on the body of your ride cymbal. So anyways, like I said, the lyrics are going to go by once. If you want to play quarter notes on the body of your ride, you can. So then, whenever the bridge comes around again and we start the lyrics over, we're just going to play 4 on the floor with the kick drum through the entire lyrics of the verse, or of the bridge again. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4 through the lyrics of the bridge. Then the lyrics are going to come back around again. So now this is the 3rd time the bridge is going to be sung. Now we're going to kind of throw some cool accents in with our floor tom. And so what we're going to do is the accents are going to be on the of 1. We're going to play the floor tom, and I like to play it with my left hand because to me it's just easier. On the and of 2, we're going to play a flam, which is what I showed you earlier on the snare drum. And then on beat 4, we're also going to play a flam. And we're going to do that every other bar the third time the bridge comes around. I know this might sound a little confusing trying to talk about when the bridge loops back around. But so the third time, so the first time we do nothing, second time we play 4 on the floor with our kick drum, third time we're adding these accents in. And we're going to do these every other bar. Let me go ahead and kind of break it down slowly for you. So the first bar is going to be 4 on the floor with the kick, an accent on the of 1, a flam on the and of 2, and then a flam on beat 4. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. Then we have a bar of just kick drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the accents. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and it's just going to kind of, and the reason we do this every other bar is because it's going to slowly help us build, because the fourth time we come around, we're going to start doing that every bar, except now we're just going to move our left hand up here to the rack tom. So it's still the same thing, but now that it's the fourth time, we are going to be playing this every bar. And just move your left hand up here to the rack tom. So now it's 1, 2, and 3, 4. And every time we're going to add an and in the of 4 on the floor tom. So let me break it down real slow. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and a 1, 2, and 3, 4, and a 1, 2, and 3, 4, and a 1. And I will put it on the screen as I play it to let you know what time I'm on the bridge. So if it's the first time, second time, third time, fourth time around. So you're just going to carry that out through the rest of the bridge. And then, now what I do to go back into the chorus, because, you know, it's kind of hard to tell once all those sounds start getting mixed together in that song. And what I do is I just start an eighth note build somewhere in there, and it's going to be something that you're going to be able to communicate with your band, and you guys can figure out, and just because you guys play together all the time, you're going to kind of be able to feel out when we're going to start this build to go back into the chorus. So what I do is I just start an eighth note build with 4 on the floor still. And so just playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's between the snare and the floor. And then what I'll do is the last bar before we go into the chorus is I'll move my right hand off the floor to the edge of the ride and then play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and chorus. And then you'll just play out that last chorus. So I know that was a whole lot thrown at you at once. But just the main thing of this whole entire part that I wanted to teach was just your left hand's playing the of 1, you're playing a flam on the and of 2, and you're playing a flam on the and of 4. So let me go ahead and plug it up, and I'll put it on the screen where I'm at in the bridge. Thank you so much everyone for taking your time to watch this video. If you learned something new, leave a thumbs up. If you're interested in more content like you saw in the video today, please subscribe below. And if you have any questions or suggestions, go ahead and leave those in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get back with you on those. Anyways, thank you guys so much again, and I'll see you in the next video.